and as well as update it. So there is the functionality. So forget about what's the business functionality behind it. All it needs to do is read and update. Read table 1, update table 2. Okay. So this is the COBOL batch form. So what are the things we need to put in place to develop the COBOL DB2?
So the initial thing, like if I want to write any COBOL DB2 program, the must thing, first thing, we need to have a DCLGen for the tables, whichever we are using. So that DCLGen will contain host variable, so that we need to include in the program. So apart from this, there is a common include library, that is the SQLCA. That is also we need to include in the working storage section. These three are the main thing that has to be there in the working storage section. And coming to the procedure division, like as we are saying, like it's a select query. So select query, there will be two options. So in case if you feel like we will not get any duplicates, then directly we can go with the select query. But if you feel like there may be duplicates, then we need to declare a cursor in the working storage section, and we can use that cursor to fetch the data in a procedure division. So once the procedure division fetching or select is completed, we need to verify some common SQL query, SQL codes. So that is like SQL code is 0. So that means like the fetching was successful, maybe the first row or maybe the middle row, whatever. So fetching is successful. Then based on that, we can go and do some processing, whatever based on the requirement. In case if SQL code is 100, then the fetching is completed. There are no more rows to fetch it from the table. So in that case, like we can complete that fetching and we can close it. So the other SQL code what we need to verify is when other. So sometimes we may get SQL code apart from this 0 and 100. So minus 805, minus 803. There may be multiple minus 305, multiple. Those things we need to handle it. When other. So in that case, either we may need to amend the program or whatever based on the requirement. So coming to the update, like in case if you are updating through the cursor, it will be like a different case. So we need to declare a cursor with a for update option, so that like while updating also we will be fetching that row, and that particular row update will happen. In case if it is a normal update, then we need to write exec SQL update the table name and set some parameter, and where condition, if we have where condition we can write. And even in the update we need to handle this 0, like SQL code 0, to verify whether it is successful or not. So these things we need to handle it in the COBOL DB2 program. And like in case if we want to go to the JSON, it will be different case.
So, can you elaborate in the case where you said if you are using a cursor to update, so what are the technical details we need to follow it through? Can you go a little bit deeper on it?
Okay, so the technical details, first thing we need to declare a cursor in the working storage section, and as I said, it should be for update. So in this case, what will happen, like when we are updating a row using a cursor, then first it will fetch a row, and for that particular row, like there will be a kind of a pointer that we need to follow. So that particular the pointer will be placed on that particular row. If the fetch is successful, then immediately we need to go to the update cursor, and then we need to like pass some values. So that what will happen, whichever row was fetched, that particular row only will be updated here. And we also need to do the like cursor with hold option here. So like in case if you are committing the data, we need to use cursor with hold option, because the cursor will get closed automatically in this case. And I think these are mostly I remember.
Okay, it's fine. So let's say example, I will give a scenario. If you are designing it, how you will be designing it will be the question. Okay. So there is an employee DB2 table, and there are several important columns are there, and we need to update one of those columns based on another column. So the input file some of the important columns will be like employee ID, first name, last name, grade, bonus, joining dates, termination date, things like that. So we are going to update the bonus for the employees who worked in 2024. Okay. So this is bonus for last year. So the input file, the bonus is going to be based on the grade. So we have 10 grades in total, grade 1 to 10. And each grade has a bonus percentage next to it. That is your input file. So for an example, grade 1, 1.5 percentage, grade 2, 2 percentage, like that, 1 to 10 grades are there. So what you need to do is write a batch program to read the input file and fetch all the eligible employees who was working on the 2024, okay, and they are the only ones eligible. If they joined after 2024, they are not eligible. If they got terminated before the last day of 2024, that is December 31st, 2024, they are not eligible. Okay, so these are the only eligible candidates. Then we have to fetch them and update based on their grade. Once you update it, you have to also capture output file saying which record you updated, what was the existing value, what is the new value for audit purposes. Okay, for an example, audit, it will look like employee ID, first name, last name, joining date, termination date, grade, and current bonus and new bonus. Current bonus is from DB2, new bonus is from the file which you updated into the DB2 later. So this is how the output file should look like in a fixed file format. Fixed length format. Okay. So how you will design it?
So here one question, like as you are saying update, right? So data we are taking from the input file and using that data, whatever, like based on the grade, we will be assigning some percentage of bonus. And next time when we are updating, like we will be fetching that particular employee ID from the table and we need to update that bonus to the table, is it?
Yeah, so the input will have only two fields, grade and the bonus. You have to identify the eligible employees based on the criteria I just said. And then so as you find the eligible candidates, you have to be like updating it based on the grade.
So here updating the file again, is it? Like whichever file we read, we need to update that file?
DB2 table you need to update. And then create an output file saying which record you updated in DB2, what was the old value, what is the new value.
No, maybe I am getting small confusion here. So the input is a file. Input is a file. And output will be a table update and also a file.
Yes.
So here, like for which, let's say like for B grade, how much percentage we need to capture? So that percentage from where I can get? Is it like, can I assume it?
Input file, right? Input file will have two fields. One is the grade. Next to grade, there is a bonus percentage.
Okay, so remaining all details, employee details will be present in the table.
Grade and one input will have only two fields. Okay? Grade and bonus.
Grade and bonus, okay. That is in the file.
So that's the input file. That's all it has. It doesn't have anything else. Two fields only in the input file. Suppose there are 10 grade A employees. If they are eligible, if they are working in 2024, the last day, then they are eligible. Then you have to get that 10 records and update the DB2 table, as well as write an output file saying what record you updated.
Now here get that particular eligible record you are saying, right? So from where I need to get? Is it from the table?
Yeah, table only, based on the grade and the eligible criteria.
Okay.
Eligibility criteria is the employee should be working the last day of the year. If he is terminated before or he joined after 2024, he is not eligible.
Okay, joined after 2024 is also not eligible. Okay. So first thing, like in the program, like first thing I will be reading the input file. So we'll like since it has only 10 records, like I will read them and will keep it in an array, like occurs of 10 I would declare, and in the occurs of 10 I will keep this grade and percentage from the input file. So that is with the input file, like we have completed. Now I'll come to the SQL query where I need to fetch the eligible record. So maybe here like select all those columns like employee ID, and then what, like we need to fetch all the like columns to, because we need to write it in the output file. So we'll be fetching all the records and from employee table where termination date is null or just a second, let me think. Termination.
Yeah, think it through.
Let me write into the notepad. And
Sure.
you want me to share screen or not?
That's fine.
Okay, select table. Okay, I think the select query will be select that columns from table where date of termination date is less than or equal to 2024 12/31. So like I'll just post it. So we'll try to like do this one, and here like I will be getting employee records which are present which termination date. Okay, termination date I should R null. Okay, I need to check in R null also, like whether if the termination date is null or if it is a less than this date 2024 12/13. So if these conditions are satisfying, then I will be fetching those employee detail. Now like I will be getting for example, maybe I would got 10 rows. Now for the first row, employee 1, maybe for the employee 1 I would have got grade A here. So now what I will do, like I will do a search for, or maybe like I will go into a loop where I will be looping the array to find this for A grade, what is the what is the percentage that I need to give. So now for example, like for A I have got 10%, so I will take that 10% and the loop will be like whenever I get A or end of that loop, like that I will be looping, so that it will not fetch the extra row. So here for A I have got 10%. Now I will do a compute statement where I will be adding like current salary into 10 by 100, so that like 10% will be added to them. 10 by 100, 10% will be added, so that I will get some latest one. Like in case if their salary was 10,000, so 1100, 10,100. I think 11,000 we will get. So I have a new value and old value now. So old salary I have and new salary I have. I will be keeping it in a working storage section. And now like maybe like in before itself, like I would have opened a output file in output mode. Now whatever details I have got from the select this table, I will just move all of them to the file structure for the output file structure. And in the output file structure I would declare in the working storage section where I will have all these fields, and the last two fields will be like before bonus and after maybe new bonus, new whatever, like the fields I would be declaring, and I will move these two values, whatever the result value I will be getting, that to the new value, new field, and then I will be writing into the output file. So this entire logic, whatever I'm moving and writing into the output file, this I'll keep it in a whenever the SQL code is 0 from the select table. So whenever SQL code is 100, then I will be just ignoring it and bypassing the writing into the output file. And then we'll be closing the files.
Okay, can you explain a little bit more about the web class? You talked about it
So where class when we are retrieving from the table, right? So like it will be having a length and text field. So in the working storage section or maybe in the DCL, we need to declare two variables with the 49 level numbers. One is for the text and one is for the one is for the length and one is for the text. Two variables we should declare for one variable length record field.
Okay. So you said the termination date is less than or equal to 2024-12/31, right?
Yes.
Is that termination date or you are talking about joining date?
Should be
For
joining
example,
date. It should be joining date.
Okay. So what should be the qualification for termination date?
Not null.
Okay, if the employee got terminated in
Is null.
February 2025, still he is eligible because he worked in 2024, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is true. Okay, then the termination date will be greater than or equal. Okay, then the termination date will be greater than or equal to 2025-11 or null. So
Okay, so now that
your voice
you have to write a short statement.
is breaking. Could you
Okay,
repeat
now
that?
that the first step of writing it, is it, can you hear me?
Yes, but it's a blur. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, please.
Okay. So now the first step is done. So you have an output file which has all the records you updated. So that will have all the grades, 10 grades with, assume 100,000 employees are there. Okay. So now in the second step what you need to do is you have to split into two files. One is active employee, one is terminated employees. And then sort it based on the grade and the employee ID.
Okay.
Active employees means they are
Still working.
Yes. Terminated employee means they got terminated between January 1st and now.
By this time.
So you have to sort it based on the grade and the employee ID. One step process we need to have.
Okay. So I think sort step we can write in this way. Sort fields equal to. So like we need to arrange them in the based on a grade. So and I will assume that grade is field which will start from 10th position and one character. Okay. So sort fields equal to 10 comma 1 comma ch comma a, that I will write so that data will be in a sorted order based on the grade, and below that like I need to split files into two files. So for this one I will write like outrick fields outrick file name outrick file equal to sort out one comma include termination date, maybe if it is from the 15th position to 10 characters, 10 date dt greater than. Okay, so I'll write like a outrick file equal to sort out one include. I'm assuming like a termination date is starting from the 15 to 10 characters, and we'll write like date ch comma gt c of 2025 GT greater than 2025 GT, not GT, GE 2025 0101 I'll write, so that whoever got terminated in this year, they will come to the file 1. And and in the second next record, outer files sort out to include 15,10 C of C of just blanks I will keep, like spaces, 10 spaces I'll keep. So for termination date, whichever having spaces, that will write into the output file 2.
Okay. So you have this in COBOL. Let's assume a different scenario where you have 2 input files and 1 output file. So the requirement is the COBOL should read the 2 input file and then do some functions, the logic, and then update and create an output file. Simple batch program. So there are 3 files involved in this. 2 are existing input file and 1 is going to be a new file. So how you will let the COBOL know from JCL, hey, here is this 3 files and these 2 are input and this is an output, and how the COBOL and JCL will communicate to know which file is what?
So based on there will be a connection between JCL and COBOL for the file. So here we will be having a DD name. So the same DD name we will be giving in the COBOL program, select file name assigned to DD name. So based on this DD name they will communicate, and also a DD name DT DSN equal to file name will give. So for that particular DD name, whichever file is attached in the JCL, so that file will be considered as a to communicate with the COBOL. And coming to the second point, how it will consider as input file or output file, it's based on how we will be opening it in the this one the COBOL program. If you are opening it in the input mode, it will be for the reading purpose. And also in the JCL we will be giving disp equal to share for the input file, and if while creating the output file we will be giving disp equal to new catalog delete, and in the COBOL program we'll write it we'll open it in output mode.
Okay. So what kind of dispositions are there, and give me some examples for each.
So disposition per just a second. I'm sorry. So disposition, there are multiple, disp equal to old, disp equal to old, disp equal to keep pass, disp equal to new catalog delete. These all I remember.
Okay. And you have any experience on production support?
Yes.
What kind of a production support you have done?
So the production support is whenever the jobs are appending, right, we will be getting a mail from the scheduler team to fix that append. So we will be in a on-call support, or maybe I will be active in the in my shift, right. So that time whenever they are sending a mail, immediately we need to find out what was that append, why it is happening, and they need to provide some temporary solution to pass that job. That particular job. So because other jobs will be waiting for that, so for now we'll provide a temporary solution, and later on if it is a frequent event, then we need to provide some permanent fix. So this kind of work I was doing.
Can you give me some examples where you did some temporary solution and the permanent solution?
There was temporary solution was there were some policies that we were processing, and while processing the policies, there in a program there was a check, I think we used to do pilot key. I think it was a pilot key. If the pilot key is Y, then we will be going inside another program and there we were getting a SOC 7, like a main program is calling subprogram, and in the subprogram we are getting a SOC 7 because whenever the pilot key is Y, then they are not passing a proper date. Like it's a we should ignore the date actually, but that particular logic was not present in the subprogram, and it was failing. So their temporary solution we have provided, like we will just bypassing that particular row for time being, and we are informing to the customer like so and so changes we made to bypass this job. And as a permanent fix, like we have modified the job to what is that to accept this kind of rows as well, and by sending some kind of a warning like the date was not valid, some kind of warning we will be throwing, but the job will not happen.
Okay, so if you have put in an production support project which requires you to be in office 5 days a week, how comfortable are you?
For which location?
Hyderabad office.
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
Like at least starting 3 days in a week I will try, but immediately, I mean now only like I shifted to Hyderabad, till now was at home, so at least for a few days I should I need some time.
So meaning initial few days and after that you are ready to come, or
Yes.
permanently you're asking?
No, not permanently, maybe after a few days I can come.
Can you give me a number? What the few days mean? Is it like 10, 20, 30, 40, 100, or 365?
Like if it is possible 365, then I am okay for that.
If it is possible, then I will not be asking the question, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
3 months?
Okay. Okay. I will put it down here. And so you are in Hyderabad, right?
Yes, I just moved to Hyderabad. Right now I am in Hyderabad.
Okay. So you moved from where?
I moved from Andhra.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Was doing work from home, and frequently I used to go to office, and last they made it 5 days office, so by that time I got released, could not even go to the office, like very monthly, like once or twice I used to go office till now, and now every company is calling, right? So that's why I just moved to the Hyderabad permanently.
Yeah. So now that's correct. It's gonna be.
Yeah, true.
Okay, that's all I have for now, and someone will get in touch with you, Srin.
I have one or two questions on the for you. Can I?
Yeah.
So if I get selected, like what kind of project I will be working here? Like because you have asking like both support and development, right? So I got confused. What kind of project is it? Is it a development or support?
Both.
Both.
It will be both. We will start on production support, and based on the performance of each candidate, then they will be offered a chance to move to development.
Okay. So if it is a production support, 24/7 shifts will be there.
Depending on the applications you are in, the project has all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
There are some projects with only daytime support. There are some projects with 24/7 support. So depending on that, it will be placed. So once again, skill set, experience, all those things will be considered before a project is selected for an individual.
Okay, got it. Sure. So can I will there be if I clear, there will be another round? Is it, or is it a final one?
Once again, this is going to be few more decisions will be taken. Is it what kind of a project, what kind of